In this video, I'm going to show you how to track form submissions on any Webflow site as a lead event in your Meta Ads Manager using server-side tracking through PixelFlow. I guarantee this is the simplest solution you have ever seen. It's going to use the Conversions API, track the maximum data possible for a high event match quality score, and it works with any Webflow theme. It's literally just point and click. There's no code, no Google Tags Manager to mess around with, and you'll also be able to easily verify it's all set up and working properly and see the full logs of exactly what was sent to Meta. Let's get into it. So in this example, I have a standard Webflow form and I want to fire a lead event to Meta. I also want to collect the person's name, phone number, and email address and send it along with the event to Meta, so I'll have a high event match quality score and Facebook can find more users like the people who are submitting the form. Now, to track when someone submits a form, we're going to use the visual tagger in PixelFlow. Before we start, we need to sign up for a PixelFlow account. There's a free trial and you can connect your Webflow site really easily in a couple of seconds. I'll go through the process. I'll show you exactly how to connect your PixelFlow account to Webflow and install the script, and then we can set up the tracking. So the first step is to go to the PixelFlow website and create an account. Once you've created an account, it's going to ask you to choose your platform. In this case, we'll select Webflow, click Next, and it's going to ask you to log into Webflow. Once you've logged into Webflow and selected the sites you want to connect to PixelFlow, you can see it now shows me all the different sites that I can connect. So I'm going to select this one. This is this website. And as you can see, because it's a temporary Webflow site, it doesn't have a real URL. I'm just going to put in the full URL into it here. And there's an option here, auto track e-commerce. If I'm using Webflow e-commerce, I can actually just enable that and it'll automatically track view content, initiate checkout and purchase events on like a standard Webflow e-commerce page. I don't need to do that in this case because I just want to track lead events from the form. So click on Next. And then the next stage is continue with Facebook. So I can log in with Facebook, select which pixel I want to send the information to, or I can just enter my pixel details manually. And now the next step is just to install the script on Webflow. This is literally just one click and it's going to install the script, republish the site. Now I just need to go to the site once and just trigger an event. So if I load the site, go to any page, and there we go. So it's set up properly. Now I just need to track more events. So it's automatically tracking page view events on my Webflow site. The next step is track more events, and I'm going to select via visual tagger. Once I've done this, it's going to open my site with the visual tagger on it. And here we go. I can now click on select something to track, and it's going to let me select anything on the site, or in this case on the contact form, and let me track it and trigger an event. In this case, I'm going to select the book a visit button. This is going to let me choose which event I want to trigger. So let's say I want a lead event to trigger. It's going to automatically match all the information and send that along with the event too. So it's found the person's name, their last name. So in this case, if they have name and surname, let's change this one to probably first name. Email, it's automatically detected that, and phone number. If for some reason Visual Tagger doesn't detect an element on your form, so say for example it doesn't detect the email section on your form, it's very easy. I'll just show you if I delete this one. You click on the track extra data section and you can select email, and then we make sure that this maps to what is actually in that section. So it currently says value, but I can change this to email, and now it's going to send whatever gets typed into the email box as email to Facebook along with the event. I can also add a fixed value. So if in most cases a lead is worth say up to $200, I could add a fixed value here, and that will send a value along with the lead event to Meta too. So if I add the value, that unlocks value-based optimization in Meta, meaning that Facebook can bid more aggressively for leads it thinks it will convert at a higher value. Once I've done this, I can just click on Save Trigger. It's going to confirm everything we've just done here. Once I click confirm, that's it. I've now set up server-side tracking via the Conversions API to send a lead event to Meta anytime my form is successfully submitted on my website. One last thing to mention here too, as you can see, if the user doesn't successfully fill in the form and submit it, it's not going to trigger any extra events. So you can spam the button, it's not going to do anything. You have to actually fully successfully submit the form before the event is triggered. So this avoids any spam clicks or somebody just double clicking the button and triggering multiple events. So let's double check the setup so we can see that it's all set up properly and verify what information is being sent along with the event to Meta. Once I click on done, I can click on this button here, and this is going to open the event monitor on my website. What this does is it lets me trigger any event and make sure that the event is being triggered properly and see all the information that's being sent along with the event. So in this case, I'm going to fill in the form. Once I click on book a visit, we should see in the event monitor here a lead event, which should be sent once the form is submitted. And there we go. Lead event, it's captured the person's email, first name, last name, so all of their location data, external ID, IP address, user agent, and value, all of that information has been sent to Meta as a lead event, and that's going to have a very high event match quality score because it's got so much information being sent along with it. If this user came to the website from a Facebook ad as well, they'd have a FBCL ID, like a long string in the URL. We would also send the FBC back to Facebook, so that would also further increase the event match quality score too. So that's how to check the setup. If we want to see in more detail everything that was captured, we can also do that in our events logs. So if we go back to the PixelFlow dashboard, click on events, and in here I can see a full list of all my events that have been tracked and triggered on my website. On my lead event, I can click on view. I can see the full breakdown of everything that's been sent. I can see the advanced breakdown. This is, if you're a developer and you want to see this information, this is exactly what was sent to Meta. I can also see the traffic source too. So because this is organic, I just went straight to the website. That's what's shown up here. But if I had come from Facebook, in here, it would show the Facebook as the traffic source, and it would also show the campaign, ad set, and ad, all of those parameters from where the user had come from. So you can track exactly which ad set, ad, and campaign has generated all of your leads on your website. That's literally it. All of this is fully point and click. There's other options too. Obviously, if you want to use different ways to track it, you can use manual setup by adding classes. You can use one of our integrations, but Visual Tagger lets you trigger any type of event once you have it set up on your site. You can go to any page on your website, select anything like a button click. You could trigger a different event for that one, but this is the easiest way to set up server-side tracking for any form on any Webflow site. If you want more control over how an event gets triggered on your website, you can also use the event blocking rules here. So this is in your PixelFlow dashboard. You can click on add rule, and there's lots of different rules that you can select here that will let you define when events should not be triggered on your website. So for example, in the same session, if you don't want somebody to be able to trigger an event more than once, you could say a lead event should be blocked if it's in the same session within, say, 24 hours. So as you can see, that's literally the simplest way to set up tracking to trigger an event on your website to Meta. It works with any Webflow form on any Webflow theme, and it's the easiest way without the needs for a Google Tags Manager or using a developer. It's literally just point and click.